Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and we've got 11 days, 11 hours, 57 minutes, and 31 seconds until XRP Las Vegas. I spoke to Brad Combs this morning. The ticket sales are accelerating into the end of this thing, and the records have been, the top has been blown off the last year's attendance. So this year's going to be really big, folks. It is going to be wild. And he's going up. Today's April 21st. He's going up on the ticket prices on April 25th. So if you've been waiting to the last minute, you better go grab them. The VIP tickets are sold out. The general admission has some left, but better go grab them. I've got all the links in the description, and I've also in daixrp.com. I've got two different discounts in there with probably at least $250 plus in savings in there. So go check that out. And we will move along. Now this is interesting to me. I saw this tweet by this Jim Knox guy this morning. I can't share much yet, but I'm super excited. It's going to amaze everyone. This is Brad Garlinghouse, mentioned the need for stablecoins 6 months before Ripple announced their own USD stablecoin. And I think what he's pointing out here is what in poker they call a tell. Different people have different reactions when they have a good hand or know something. And he's pointing out that this facial expression from Brad Garlinghouse might just be when there's good news coming that he can't talk about. Interesting. On the right is when he discussed the likelihood of introduction of more ETFs. Notice that same pattern, different subject. Come on, Brad, spill the beans. I like that. Those are the kind of tweets that are kind of interesting. The final days of XRP, ladies and gentlemen, the halving is done, and we finally reached the finish line. I know many of you can hardly wait. Anticipation is intense, especially for Brad and Larry, since we just picked up on their tell. He's referencing the tweet I just showed you. While other projects have already seen significant gains, we are watching the charts hit peak pressure. I can't even begin to describe how bullish I feel, but I'm going to try. But before we start, please do not forget to bookmark this post for future reference. Is XRP ready? Even though the community sentiment is at an all-time low, not this guy's sentiment. DAI, my sentiment has never been low. I'm more excited now than I was 2 years ago, 5 years ago. The chart tells a different story. Many have claimed that XRP has lost its support and broken through the multi-year triangle. This is simply not true. See the pic. I think these misinterpretations aren't from bad intentions. People just draw lines differently. However, if you've been keeping up with my posts, you'll recall my bold prediction that XRP won't skyrocket in 2023. I've also stated that we need to hit all our indicators before our time arrives. Some might argue that our time should have already come. So what has been going on these past few weeks? We got tricked. It's not me talking, this is him talking. When we look at older data, it's clear the market makers tricked us into thinking everything would happen sooner. Remember the fake XRP ETF? All this caused huge disappointment. Few people thought Bitcoin would reach its all-time high before the halving, yet it happened. This was hard to predict, and I believe it was a deliberate move to demoralize retail investors. There will soon be a day when the market suddenly explodes, creating massive hype. The panic sellers were rushed to buy back at higher prices, boosting the market even more. Right now, with Bitcoin fluctuating between 60K and 74K, market makers are preparing for a big shift. What does this mean for XRP now? Rocket countdown begins. The XRP USD pair has seen significant action break out The weekly chart, successful retest, including retest, On the XRP BTC, the daily XRP BTC, trend is on the rise, hinting a trend reversal. It's likely we'll hit the all-time high of 2017 again, CPIC 2. This would imply we need to see a further 45% drop compared to Bitcoin. While not impossible, it seems unlikely in my opinion. Looking ahead, we expect Golden Cross in June or July, XRP USD. Remember, the price often starts climbing before the Golden Cross appears, since it's a lagging indicator. If the market fluctuates, this timeline might shift slightly into the future. Keep an eye on these trends. They're shaping up to be quite exciting. Last words, I also want to thank. All right, so anyway, this guy is mega bullish on what he's seeing with the XRP charts. In fact, let me see if I can see some of these charts. Start of Bull Run 2017. Ripple versus SEC drops here. Start of Bull Run of 2020 started right before it, and then Ripple 1 XRP is not a security, and the drop to 2017 unlikely. So anyway, he's seeing some things in the charts. There's a lot of videos. They're not necessarily new videos, but there was a lot of videos going around about XRP in the last 24 hours. This Smoke guy's been on fire putting out some great videos. I've played some of these in the past, but everybody wasn't there in the past.
The front office is automated, there's low latency. Then you switch gears, banks operate still typically in terms of batch processing, store and forward, and payments, messaging, clearing, and settlement are often decoupled and can take days. This dichotomy is just unsustainable. And in response, we're seeing and hearing at Sibos how a number of FIs and FI-backed consortiums are harnessing blockchain, smart contracts, digital assets to align the performance of banking and payment systems with those of the digital economy. The second takeaway, I'd say, is that the Internet of Value is beginning to crystallize. And let me start with a framework. Let's think of the old industrial flywheels that take a lot of energy to make a half turn and a full turn. But once they start turning, there's momentum and it's hard to stop them. So let's overlay adoption of blockchain and digital assets. They've proven value. So part of the first turn, feasibility, certainly. And now we're seeing these use cases get into the bottom of that first turn, economic viability. And there's some exciting initiatives we heard about at Sibos around interbank payments, delivery versus payments, for example, correspondent banking, messaging, cross-border, interbank, intrabank, intra-company, and importantly, when we get to the ESG, the S part, remittances. So lots of interesting energy there. And we're seeing cryptocurrencies like XRP, Stellar Lumens, and stablecoins like USDC playing an important role in getting that wheel to turn and deliver the Internet of Value. Also, the introduction of central bank digital currencies will accelerate the mainstreaming of digital assets. I'd say my third, coming to the crown jewel here, cryptocurrencies are gaining legitimacy as a new asset class. When the Bitcoin paper first came out, it was going to be the missing link, the Internet of Value, a medium of exchange. But as we know, Bitcoin failed as a medium of exchange for legal activities. Then the pivot was to blockchain, distributed ledger technology as the new disruptor. Now we're seeing Bitcoin as in the lead as a new digital asset class, which has profound implications. It's been initially driven by retail investors. Now we're seeing institutional investors enter the game. And with institutional investors, you get more sophisticated demand. And that certainly is going to accelerate developments in decentralized finance.
Okay, and here's another clip that was going around about the 4 types of stable coins. I can get to play.
The world is abuzz with the talk of the upcoming Bitcoin halving. Let's take a brief reprieve here and discuss another side of crypto, one less susceptible to price swings and volatility: stablecoins. Stablecoins are a type of digital token designed to carry a fixed value. And because of that, they're less susceptible to volatility because they are backed by another asset. The fixed value, in theory, is a ballast against dramatic day-to-day fluctuations like those seen in Bitcoin and Ethereum. There are 4 main types of stablecoins, though, that you need to know about: fiat-backed, crypto-backed, commodity-backed, and algorithmic. The most utilized type of stablecoin is fiat-backed, such as finance, for those stablecoins, an entity issues an amount of coins representative of an actual amount of currency that they hold. For example, 100 million coins backed by $100 million. Investors would then be able to use their new coins to exchange with other blockchain-based assets, and those who already own cryptocurrencies could convert their holdings into stablecoins, which would be redeemed for fiat currency. Now, regulators, they've been debating for years the best way to place guardrails around stablecoins within the financial system, especially after the failures of algorithmic stablecoins in the space, such as the 2022 depeg and collapse of Terra, which wiped out $50 billion in total crypto valuation, according to the National Bureau of Economic Research.
All right. And then here's an old classic from Chris Larson.
But again, until you have the interoperability of money, which we don't have yet for 2 billion people, you can you're tantalized by it, but you can't act on it. That's a huge problem, right? So they know that we need, this key interoperability, this very basic infrastructure layer that links M-Pesa to Bank of America to what's going on to the Japanese financial system, and you don't have that, right? That's what's blocking a key thing happening here. And I think they agreed also that you need something like the Interledger Protocol. That's what's baked into Moja Loop, as well as many other very specific technologies that would help banks and central banks and governments in the developing world to really kind of leap ahead.
Now check this out. This is from XP Market. Already 2.7 million XRP are in AMM Pools. XRP only, excluding other tokens. It's coming along. Now, in DAIXRP.com today, you've felt it, I've felt it, we've all felt it. Something's not right in the United States of America. It's almost like they're trying to piss us off, these politicians. Yesterday they were waving Ukrainian flags in Congress after they passed another bill to fund billions of dollars to Ukraine while they let our country fall apart. And people are getting more and more angry about all the above. But this is not just starting. I believe we've been watching the intentional destruction of the United States for at least since about 2008, and maybe earlier than that. I believe it's been intentional. You can't make sense of a country that keeps passing all these bills for billions and billions of dollars when we're already trillions in debt, and they know that it's money we don't have. So the only logical conclusion is that it's intentional destruction of the United States of America by people who don't like this country. And I do mean leaders that don't like their own country, that are trying to destroy it. They're probably globalists who would rather tear down our borders and have a global, a new world order or whatever. Well, I'm going to show you that when you watch what I'm about to show you, it'll all make sense to you, because make no mistake, it's been intentional. That's what we're going to talk about in DAIXRP.com. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. If you want to see exactly what their plan has been, here it is.